Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother.
Hello all and welcome to this, and we are back on a Thursday instead of a Tuesday. We will be talking about Dynasty, which is, I guess, fair since we spent like the whole last show talking nothing but WWE for the most part. But we are joined by Adam down here. He's gonna
What's
join
up,
us.
guys?
He's gonna join us. So, where do we want to start?
Let's start with WWE. Since there's only a little bit, that we got to talk about.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Cena. I forgot about that.
Yeah. They had another promo about him.
Mm-hmm.
How did it go? I missed it. I didn't get a chance to watch it before the show. I'm very professional. But how did it go? Was it better than what we saw previously?
It was better.
Yes.
It was better.
It was a lot better than the first 2 weeks.
I still don't think it's what it needed to be. I still had problems with it. I do think that Cody still comes off very fake, but I think he's going to come off fake to all of us. I think anyone that watched that last year of AEW, he's just going to come off fake because he's doing the same thing he was doing when the fans were like, "What are you doing in AEW?" So he's just going to come off fake. I thought Cena came off good. I think he still, I don't want to say wasn't on his game, but it just seemed weird. Like, I would have liked to have seen, for example, and I understand that they want him to be heel, but this promo, he came off much more of the cool heel. And if you're going to do that, like, oh my God, Cody cussed during this promo. Cena really should have said, "See, I don't need to do that. I don't need the cheap pop. I don't need to, do those things. I never needed to do those things like you do." That sort of thing. That's just my thing.
I mean, he kind of did that though, Josh. He said that without saying it.
But he needed to say it. He needed to say it.
Because I love the line. See, here's the thing with me. The way I look at these promos, right? I don't give a fuck what they do. I just take the entertaining John Cena out of the equation. Because I personally think, because he sounds like me when talking about this company and these fans. So I love it all. I like when he basically said they've never had to protect me the way they protect you. I stood in front of people saying whatever the fuck they want about me. This crowd saying whatever the fuck they want about me, but not you. Not you. People just stand here and don't say anything to you while you just say whatever the fuck you want. Because this company, I love that, bro. I love it.
So I liked that, but my one thing with that is it showed not only how online this company is when they're doing stuff like this, but also who they're listening to. Because the people I would think they should be listening to never say that. They never bring that up. It's the goofballs that everybody, refuses to call out on a normal basis that are the ones that are saying, "Hey, WWE is protecting him against, whatever." So that was my one critique, which isn't really a critique. It was more of like, is that really who you were trying to go to? But maybe it is, because those are the people that have been the most upset about this whole angle anyway. So
I don't bury talent. I am talent. I bury mediocrity.
I mean,
yes.
I did think this was Cody's best job since this all started, but it's still Cody. Like, you're still gonna get the,
So what can they do? They got 2 weeks. What can they do to juice things up with this? Because it seems like
Cena's not appearing again.
Cody's gonna have to carry this for the next 2 or some odd weeks.
What do you mean? Like, he's not going to be on any Raw or SmackDown?
He's not advertised.
His next date is WrestleMania Night 2.
No,
what?
There's no way. There's no way.
What?
Yep, that's what it is. That's the problem.
I mean, if it was me, I would have been this last show. I would have been backstage taping shit so that you could do stuff.
And they may have done that.
They may have done that. But that's the only thing. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
I hate this company, man.
I will say though
I hate this company, man.
I mean,
will say,
here's the
though-
thing. He was going to be on WrestleMania. He was going to have a major, even if he wasn't taking on Cody, he was going to have a major match at WrestleMania. And you knew that this was the case anyways, which is even weirder to me. But anyways, you can go at him. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I will say though that out of all the promos in this feud so far from Cody, that they were all bad, but this was definitely the best one. But like you said, it came off fake and like it was just so scripted. It's like he practiced this promo in front of the mirror like 20 times before he actually did it. So it came off really fake, like you said, but I liked it in terms of everything he's done to this point in the build.
I would agree with you
I
that
think
it
that-
comes
no,
off
go
that
ahead,
way.
go ahead.
That he practiced it too much. I don't think he practiced in front of a mirror though, because I think if Cody did that, he would change his cadence, because I think that's one of the big things with him is he does that slow
Yeah.
cadence. It comes off. It doesn't come off like he's talking naturally. And
Yeah,
it
none
just-
of it came off like it was actually him speaking. It was like he was reading, basically, his lines.
Then, and I was gonna get to that. Cena's promo sound like if he wrote
Yeah.
it, he wrote it. Cody's promo sound like someone wrote it for him. That's what it
Yeah.
sounded like.
Yeah,
Exactly
definitely.
like that. Because he sucks. Cody Rhodes. Can we? Because look, there was a period, right? There was a period from, I would say, from like late 2018 to like early AEW. We're like, oh, Cody's cool, but everything, he's always sucked. Like, he sucks. Can we all acknowledge like Cody Rhodes is not good?
I mean, you and me were griping about him doing 20, 30-minute matches.
He has his
everyone
moments.
When everyone else was like, oh no, it's a Cody match. Yeah, and they're going to go too long, and they're not going to have any heat through a large
and
portion
look,
of the middle of them.
Say what you will about John Cena, right? A lot of the way he was used ran off a lot of fans, and that is true. But one thing you could say about John Cena is that John Cena at least pulls more out of people than Cody Rhodes does. Do y'all
That's
remember?
facts.
He was the only dude that gave the Great Khali a decent match. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Cody Rhodes has never had a match like the match John Cena had with Umaga. You know what I mean? So, like, what's the point in cheering this? Like, I want to cheer John. I don't want to cheer Cody at all.
Cody's title reign also has, it's like
Terrible.
you won't remember anything from it in the next like 5 years. He had probably one maybe great match with Kevin Owens and another match where Meltzer super overrated it with AJ Styles. So it's like
Oh my
I can't, yeah, I can't even
gave
tell
it
you any other. Yeah, he gave it 5. I can't even tell you any other
5-star
memorable
match. What
things.
match was that?
That was
The
the, one in
one- it was-
France. The one in France where the crowd
Yeah.
went nuts.
It wasn't 5
Oh,
stars.
I don't remember.
The,
Even
the
though
one
it's
with the
subjective.
burning hammer that I came on here. And
Oh,
yelled
yeah.
about, like, yeah, that one. Gave it
Yeah.
5 stars. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe he was just glad to see a burning hammer. I don't know.
I'll give him the Kevin Owens match. That was the very good match. I really enjoyed that one. But other than that, I can't give him anything else.
Like, even beyond the matches, Adam, like, y'all think about it. How many memorable like promos and segments are even from this?
Well,
thing?
that's
Like,
that's the thing with
Yeah,
this
that's-
is
yeah,
how many like even these great John Cena promos, they come
Hey,
off as
whoa,
just
whoa,
great.
whoa,
No, wait, this is what people are saying, and so they're great John Cena promos. But I'm like, they're great in the context of modern WWE. But how many people in the last 4 years even have gone out and cut a promo that you're gonna remember, that you even remember, right? And that's what a lot of these promos needed
True.
to be. Is
True.
they needed to be those type of promos. John Cena can cut those type of promos. And to your point about like the difference between Cody and John Cena, this is what I envision. Imagine that second one night stand and Cody's in the John Cena part.
Oh,
How does Cody react versus how John Cena reacted? Cody's still
Not
gonna have that.
nearly as good. Not nearly as good.
Cody's still
bro.
gonna have that stupid grin on his
Still doing
face.
shtick.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just still gonna do his shtick. He's just gonna be like, "Oh, you guys are having fun. This is nice." You're not
We
gonna
saw
do
a little
John-
bit of that in AEW. Remember that?
Yeah, that's what he
like
did
that
in
tag
AEW.
match when he threw the belt in the crowd.
Yeah.
And threw it
Oh
back.
my
So, yeah, we
gosh,
saw a
yeah.
little bit of that in AEW, but it obviously it wasn't anything like Cena did.
Yeah, but Cena was just like, "All right, this is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna go with it." And you know that has always been my. If you want to know how good John Cena is, that is always the thing I point to, because there are so many guys, I think, in the business ever that would have handled it, especially modern. I'm probably guys back in the day that were used to, crowds being a little different. Him being able to do that, walk out there knowing that crowd, he is everything that crowd hates, and not playing heel per se, but also playing up to the crowd in the right way too. So there you go.
I still regret not going to those one night stand shows. I'll never live it down.
Why did you go, sir? Why didn't you go?
I was just working.
Bringing up crowds, it seems like there's been mixed reaction for these last couple international shows. Like, it seems like the fans have been really into what we always call the fluff. They're really super active, like the entrance, and like they're doing all these soccer chants and everything for like the promos. But like when the matches happen, it's just like dead quiet. And it seems like a lot of the WWE fans, maybe just the people stateside, were not a fan of that. But I don't know. I mean, maybe, what's going to happen when they come back over here? Like, are you going to get anything?
Yeah, you're not getting anything different.
Crowds?
That's what those crowds, this is what the WWE crowds do. I will say, I think it's been weird that like one of the constant chants to Cena has been the, let's go Cena sucks chant. And it's like, why are we doing that chant? Why are we doing that?
Because these people don't hate Cena. Like I said, the people that hate Cena, they're gone. These are all people just playing along with the show.
I know
he's supposed to be being booed, and he's getting cheered like midway through his promo on Monday.
But I think that's fine though. I feel like that's what you kind of want but then you have to have like Cody and the other faces be kind of pissed off about it, and they're not pissed off about it.
Josh, it's a crowd full of non-wrestling fans.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just saying.
Crowd full of non-wrestling fans and mostly idiots. That's what it is, bro.
I thought the angle though with Gunther and Jey Uso on Raw was very good.
Incredible.
Yes. Yeah, I saw a clip of that.
My one problem with that though is Michael Cole in commentary was awful. I don't know if
he's
I can
awful
curse
anyway.
I was about to curse.
Like
I was gonna curse. I don't know if I can, but
motherfucker, fuck. I curse all the time on the show. What are you doing?
He was fucking terrible. He showed no emotion during that. Like, he should have been fucking screaming and selling it. If you go back and watch it, he had zero emotion. It came off horrible, in my opinion. But yeah, the angle was great.
Because he's the worst, one of the worst commentators in the history of the business, Adam. That's why. That's
horrible.
Fucking terrible.
Like I
but
can't.
That pissed me off. That really pissed me off because that was great. That whole thing was awesome. He was licking his blood. Like, it was great. But he was terrible.
No, Michael Cole, I don't understand how TKO is okay with Michael Cole. You would think they would watch the and be like, this is not okay.
They're the same. They're the same.
He's the company guy.
They're the same people who replaced Mike Goldberg.
Yeah, well, that's true too. That's true.
But also you got to remember that like we're outliers, man. The WWE fans, they like Michael Cole.
They like. I mean, he's the voice.
They love a
lot of these fans.
He's the voice of the WWE to a lot of people. So.
Oh my gosh! Imagine that.
It's like so crazy. When you just like me and my lady watched what was that? The Madison Square Garden match. Steve Austin and Bret Hart, Survivor Series 96. Great match, like a precursor to the match, right? And Jim Ross is so amazing. And then you just listen to Michael Cole, and it's like, what? How is this the same company? How are these people okay with this guy who's been at this for like 30 years now when you had this guy? Like, because all we really want is someone to genuinely be into the product and not just reading off a checklist of things you have to say. And you know what's crazy? Jim Ross used to read off the checklist, but it all was organic because he had a checklist too, but he read it off and it didn't feel like he was reading off the checklist. Michael Cole is terrible, man. He's so bad. So trash, man.
He's been terrible for, I can't even tell you how long.
Since forever, man. Since
like I can't watch WWE and not just like his voice just takes me out of it because I'm like, what are we doing? And not just him, the whole commentator
McAfee.
American
television commentary is not great right now.
I think McAfee is worse.
Yeah,
I think he's worse than Cole. Right, oh gosh.
Yeah, I can't even. I'm glad you said that, Brandon. I can't even defend my dog no more, man. American.
Thank you.
Like I can't do it. Look, I love Excalibur, bro, but I can't even defend him no more.
He ain't it. No, I've been saying it. I've always said it in the Discord. He's I'm over him. Like he's
Like,
I'll be
I just
like it
don't
was
quiet.
like it.
cool. It was cool at first, but now it's time for a new voice. Like, it just.
I'll
Giovanni
be
too.
quiet. I'll be quiet.
Oh,
I'll
shut
be
up!
quiet.
Oh, you shut
I'll
up,
be
Josh.
quiet.
You shut your ass up, Adam. If you don't know, me and Josh have done this for like what, going on 20 years now. Jesus Christ, man.
I'll be quiet.
I don't
was
even know who
awesome.
that.
He was awesome. Stop it.
I don't want to get off topic in case y'all got more thoughts, but Markeem, you just brought up Austin and Brett. What do you think about their putting a match into their Hall of Fame? It feels like this is just a way for them to like recycle Hall of Famers. You can put them back in there again to do like some type of speech.
I'm totally fine with it, man. If you're starting with the greatest match in WWE history, so
Yeah, and let us say that again: the greatest match in WWE history, because that's what it is. It's none of that NXT.
It's not.
bullshit.
It's not Roman and
and
Cody
like,
from last year.
and I would even say if you include those NXT matches, they feel like a totally different thing. So I wouldn't even like include those at all. But in terms of like straight up WWE matches, it's not even close, bro. It's just not even.
It's funny. It's funny they put that match that in the Hall of Fame, and then the same week Bret Hart is trashing AEW. It's just funny.
Listen, Brett can whatever. He can say what you want, bro.
It's
Like,
just funny. It's just
one of
funny
the
that
greatest
it's
of all
just,
time. He can have his opinion. It is what it is. I'm not even.
But-
it's just
but
funny
I-
it
but I
happened in
don't-
the same week.
My
That's all
my
I'm
thing
saying.
is though, I don't even think he believes that, Brandon. I don't think he believes that.
I feel
I
like
think
when
he
I
just
watched
can't.
it, one of the things I feel like is he said all of that stuff, and then he realized that he needed to like say something about AEW, so he just like tacked it on.
That
But it
could be
just-
true, but when you bring up Roman Reigns as the example,
Yeah, I know.
that
Instead of like
not an
Gunther,
actor,
instead
when
of like
the main
with
guy
yeah.
the last 5 years who's been acting, nothing against Roman, but in the ring cutting
I
those
mean,
promos and stuff, like
I get Gunther's
bro.
probably not his type of wrestler because he goes out there and just beats the fuck out of people, but
Oh, yeah, he
still,
don't like that. He don't like that at all.
yeah, I know.
No, he Brett don't want to get touched.
Man, you know, you're right about that, Josh, because he said it, and then it was like, all right, now let me throw a shot because I'm going back in their hall. Yeah, you're
right.
That's what I'm
Like,
yeah.
Because I think his overall point is how he actually feels, but him singling out AEW was definitely intense.
And then
100%.
bringing up Roman as a guy that that's a guy that does, and it's like this is the guy that does everything that you just
that you
bitched
hate
about.
you used to. This is the guy that does the stuff you used to complain about, sir, when you were active. This is
And the
like,
stuff
Roman
that he
is
just
guy.
complained about guys pretending to be wrestlers and playing the role of all I'm like, what are you? Weird.
That's my
very
guy,
weird.
though. But that's my guy.
I don't
It
watch
just came-
Ariel Helwani, so I don't
Well,
have
that
no,
was the
I
other
mean that
thing.
was just a clip. Nobody's watching Ariel.
Oh yeah, I
No.
didn't see the interview.
God awful. Did you see
I only saw the clip.
that site that they run? Whatever it's called, Uncrowned or whatever. Just some of the worst pro wrestling
It's
clips you will see, bro. It's just the fact that they're the ones that have money behind their site, and
Right.
some of those articles are just awful, man. Yeah.
Bad.
Well, 2 weeks
Anything
till
else about the
Mania.
horrible company? We got to talk about anything else?
2 weeks till Mania and Mania
Yeah, we
weekend,
did.
which I know nothing of any. I haven't heard anything.
I
other than
finally
you got some
saw one
WBD
match.
stuff.
I finally saw one match that got me excited for WrestleMania weekend.
Was
Dookie
ZSJ
versus
and Jonathan
Butterbean.
Gresham?
Yep, that's it.
So I saw
ZSJ
that
and
That's
Jonathan
yeah.
Gresham?
That's it. Everything
But-
else is just kind of there.
It's happening too late though. Why did they wait so long to do this in Bloodsport? Why did
I
they
don't know.
wait so long?
Why is it in Bloodsport? Why not just put it?
I mean, they've had matches, but
I know.
I think this like adds like a whole new element to it. But if this was like 2018, 2019, 2017, man, I'd be right with you. But Jonathan Gresham's so cold now, bro. And
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
What are you talking about? He's a number 10 on the PWI 500. He deserves respect.
that's my guy too. Cool ass dude, man. But yeah, he kind of shot himself in his own foot. But yeah, that's it though. Like WrestleMania weekend in terms of like matches that I'm like, and some shows I'm excited for, like the Stardom shows. We don't know what's going to be on them, but I'm excited for those.
I think the West Coast Pro Show looks like it's going to be really good.
Well, we can always count on them. They're
Yeah.
professional. We can always count on them.
I saw another show. I've seen shows as a whole that look really good, but there's nothing like
There will be
But-
a hole with the lack of a Super Card of Honor. in
There-
my
there-
opinion.
that-
Granted, he should move that away, especially with this big All-In weekend. But still, it's like, damn. when
But
those
the
Super
other
Card
part of
monsters
that,
are-
I will say, is, and people have now pointed this out. I pointed it out like at first when the ID stuff started, that I thought it was weird that all this ID stuff. And now, if you look, really the only people that are being able to like looks like they're being able to put shows on this weekend are people who are in some ways have ID people on their shows. So I think maybe WWE won in this regard.
Jake asked a good question in the chat. He was like, "Is there a good show without any WWE ID talent?" And the answer is probably no. Probably no.
Does the West Coast Pro? Do they have anybody? I don't know if they have anybody. Yeah, they probably have. They probably have.
Hey,
Did they use
what-
Cartwheel?
Yeah.
What's that
Cartwheel.
Dragon Gate show? Dragon Gate show WrestleMania weekend, right?
Oh, the fake DGUSA show.
So,
Yeah. That should be good too. But
I heard the 6-man tradition was somewhere else.
oh my god!
Oh, guys, don't already start that.
Oh, game support. Ooh, when I read. Oh my god, when
Here
I
we
read
go.
that. Oh my god, when I read. Look, how dare you, motherfucker? How dare you? Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling. Torimont, let's go back to Torimont. Fucking changed the business. That 6-man tag at Supercard of Honor 2006 changed how pro wrestling is done in America. And this fool had the nerve to include these 6 random WWE ID people in the 6-man tradition. You son of a bitch, Gabe Sapolsky. You should know better. You should fucking know better. What the hell? Who's gonna remember this match? What tradition? What the fuck is he talking about? What
Oh,
is
he said it's
talking
the
about, man?
tradition of
The
WrestleMania
tradition
weekend.
continues.
Yeah.
Continues.
You son of a
Okay.
bitch. Man, look, you sold your soul to this place. You cannot comment on the tradition because you sold your soul and stopped doing the tradition. So shut the fuck up. Oh, that got me so mad. Why did you bring that up? That pissed me off so much.
To give you high blood pressure.
yeah, you can have a heart attack. Oh, you're gonna have a heart attack in front of us all.
Oh, chill out.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yes,
I feel
it
you
is.
though. I feel you.
Yes,
though.
it is, guys. Yes, it is. He knows better.
I mean, does he know better?
Man.
Yes, but let's be honest. I mean, as soon as he signed up with WWE originally,
Have you no
with-
shame? Like, have
with
you
Evolve?
no shame, Gabe? You have no
he doesn't.
shame at all.
No, he doesn't.
Come on, man.
Look at the people he started pushing in Evolve when
You
he
can
signed
kick-
that deal with
You
with
can
WWE.
kiss ass. You can kiss ass, but have some dignity, man. Like, you can kiss ass, but you ain't got to do a reach around, brother. You ain't got to do all that, bro. You don't. Like, God, what the fuck, man? Why did he say that?
He's a good company guy.
Yeah.
Sato Yoshino, Naruki Doi, just disrespect to all of them. Dragon Kid, Shima, Real
Throw it all
Saito,
out-
disrespect
throw it
to
out the
all
window.
of them. Because you
I
gonna
mean, they did. I mean, there were good 6-mans for a while.
absolutely,
for that.
and that's fun. You know why? Because it had the hot. It was in a period where the indies were hot, and it had some of the hottest talents in the independents in those matches. Who are those people, Josh? Who the fuck are those people?
Well,
And I'm not saying they don't come out here and blow us away, because they could. That's what the Dragon Gate. Like, I knew those dudes were good, but a lot of people didn't. You know what I mean? So that was what it was designed to do. But this motherfucker knows better. He knows that match. I'm willing to bet my life that match will not be in
Because,
the
well, the thing
even
is, if
some
you
of the other matches that we've seen. You
if
know
you
what I mean? It's
look at
crazy.
if you look at the indies now, really the best dudes on the indies now are all brawlers. They are. It's just it's not necessarily
Shout out to one
technical.
called Manders.
It's not necessarily guys, doing innovative stuff. They're brawlers. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just
Shout
not
out to
in the-
Mance Warner. Yeah, but they're not doing that stuff. They're not
Yeah.
fucking Gabe Sapolsky, man. Let's move on. Let's just keep going. Mad Dog Connolly. That's right, Jake. Shout out to Mad Dog Connolly.
What's next?
Something that's not WWE, hopefully.
Yeah,
You
just
talk about
anything else. Anything else.
Elite Wrestling.
Okay. So time to talk about Dynasty.
Or you want to talk about the Max stuff first?
Oh,
Mm.
I guess we can talk
Oh
about
my
the Max
gosh.
stuff.
Oh, the ratings
So-
and shit?
Banner week and
Banner
across
week.
social media.
Oh my god. Okay, so
People
what's
were
his
not
name?
happy.
JD Brothel. Is that his last? Who? What's his name?
BJ, BJ.
Yeah. He came out. Now this is a somewhat a legitimate reporter, and he came out and he said, "Hey, my sources tell me that if you look at what AEW is doing on Max and what AEW is doing on regular air, that that number will combined is about what say 1.5 million,
I think
right?
it's like 1.2, but yeah.
Yeah, anyways, but came up with a number. And of course everyone was like, what the hell? They can't be doing that because that's more than, that's more than what Raw is doing. We can't be talking about that. And people lost their god-awful minds.
It was a shit show on
Yes.
Twitter.
Now, today, I believe Tony Khan said that those are the numbers that he has been told because they're keeping those numbers tight to the chest, but those are close to the numbers that he has been told as well. But forget those numbers, right? Just as if you want to look at the numbers and say, hey, that's interesting because we don't know what the numbers really are. The thing about that is those numbers are more in line with what AEW does as far as pay-per-view numbers, because that would be roughly 10% of what they average, not the 15 to 20% that they seem to average off of their television audience. People that don't know, 10% is good, is very good conversion rate from what you're watching on TV to the amount of people buying your pay-per-views. Doing 20, that's like WrestleMania numbers, and AEW does that on a normal basis.
Right.
That is the only thing I would say is that it's more in line with that, so it would make sense in that way. Those numbers could still be wrong, but I think that's one of the things that's not being talked about, because people don't talk about those pay-per-view numbers, and they don't talk about the fact that AEW does these crazy conversion rates off of for their pay-per-views. So that's the one thing I would say. But people losing their minds, which you expect. But this has been a banner week for people losing their minds over AEW for some weird reason. I've seen so much just weird shit when I log into Twitter or X or whatever. It's just like, what is going on? Why do these people? I posted in the VOA Discord before we got on here, or the VOW. It would be fascinating if these people cared as much about the TKO debt as they do whatever AEW financials are. It would be fascinating to me if they cared that much, but they don't.
TKO doesn't exist to these people. It's not even in their thought process.
To me, it's always a ridiculous thing to bring up, because a lot of the things they bring up about AEW, it's really applicable just on a smaller scale to like you said, like TKO and WWE. But it's ridiculous to even it doesn't enter their mind because it's a ridiculous thing to bring up. But for some reason, it's not so ridiculous to bring it up with AEW. It's really weird, bro.
But it's been so many years of these people just living in this wrestling bubble where there's nothing when it comes to success other than the WWE. We see when there's a little bit of creep up with New Japan, when they start to catch a little bit of fire here in the States.
It was on them. They
were just like this. And now it's times 5, times 10.
And now we got somewhere that's based in America. Come on, bro.
Right. Right. And these people can't handle it. And I don't understand why. WWE's position is not in threat at all. They will be number one probably forever. Nothing's going to change at all. But these people, they cannot handle that. They can't handle any other entity in the space that could be a potential threat. But TNA, people shit on TNA for so many years, and now they're partner up with them. I don't know what's going on with TNA. We'll see what happens with that. But I don't know. These people, they can't handle this at all. I don't know. I'm always glad that I grew up in the era. I was WCW fan first. So there was multiple companies out there. So I was able to see there will be other competition or whatever you want to call it. But these people, they haven't grown up with that. So they just fear it, honestly. And whatever they can do to downsize AEW's success, they're going to try to do that.
I don't get why these people just don't point out that, hey, WWE is still 10 times bigger than AEW.
Well, they do when they try to tout those ticket sales and everything.
No. I just mean overall. Why don't they just say, that's nice, WWE is still 10 times larger?
Can't
then
help it.
just leave it at that.
But
They just don't
like,
get. They don't get the
and it's so
clicks.
weird.
That's what it is.
Because the way we should talk about like what AEW is doing in comparison to what, first off, we shouldn't compare, but like the conversation needs to change because there's two different scales of what they're doing. Like the NFL in America does whatever. The NBA in America does whatever. The NBA in America is much smaller scale than the NFL. So we don't talk about it the same way because it would be fucking stupid if we did. It's a ridiculous conversation. The NBA is still successful. The NFL is still successful. It's just two different scales of success here in America. It's just that simple. Why is that so hard? Why is that so hard?
When you go 25 years of pounding into these people's brains about Monday Night Wars, WWF versus WCW going head to head with ratings, that's all they know. With people like Raj Giri and all, that's all they know. So when they talk about
Raj
ratings,
knows better. No, Raj knows better. He's just being a
I was gonna say
dumbass.
that.
He's just being a
Raj
dumbass.
is being stupid because he knows better, man.
But the types of that's what they grew up on.
Better. You know who really knows better? The fucking poster child for this shit, Eric fucking Bischoff. He knows better. He just don't care. Like that. This is the shit I'm talking about. Can't we just ignore these people?
You're gonna hurt your hand.
You'll be all right. It's already hurt.
Can we just ignore these people, man? Can we just ignore these people?
They just gotta keep.
But they're the loudest ones who get their tweets and points out there, and people, oh yeah, he knows what he's talking about because he. And
you don't have enough people saying you shouldn't be listening to these people either. That's the other thing. Like that's all you need to say is you need to stop listening to these people because they don't know what they're talking about, and leave it at that. You don't have to get in big long discussion about what them because they want that too, but. Like
when they try to say something, those people discredit them. Everything Dave does, discredit it. Every single thing. Like it says via Wrestling Observer newsletter. Oh, Dave said it.
Dave's a liar.
It's liar.
Dave's a liar. Right. And look, I've had my issue with Dave. Before we got on the show, we talked about how Dave be overrating matches. Like I think we talked about it at the beginning of the show. Doesn't matter. And he be getting shit wrong. Help fake Dragon Gate talent, give him fake news. We know all about all the mistakes that Dave Meltzer has made. You know what I mean? I'm still got Gabe on the mind. But yeah, he's just getting old and a little bit senile now. But to pretend like this man isn't the only, like for the longest time, the only wrestling historian we had here in the United States, to pretend like that this dude, just his body of work, everything, his body of work, none of it matters because it came from him. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's dangerous and it's crazy. It's dangerous, bro.
What the dangerous thing is, a lot of those people, they don't care about his history at all. So like they don't see, like there's no point.
Then why do they keep bringing up the Monday Night War, Brandon? If they don't care about history,
because every documentary that you see on Peacock is talking about how they won the Monday Night War. Like that's all they've been taught forever. They don't read anything. They don't listen. All they know is whatever was on McMahon TV for the last 25 years.
Yeah, I hate to get political real quick. I'm not gonna get too political. Mm-hmm. We should treat those people how most of us treat someone like Alex Jones. That's how we should treat these people. Like that's not being political.
Literally,
but literally just like that. Treat them just like that. Like that's a crazy man with a red face that says a bunch of wild shit. We need to ignore him. Just like we need to ignore those people, just like smart people ignore him.
The JDs from New York, just
fuck that dude. Fuck that dude. Fuck that dude.
It just comes down to people since AEW started just kind of continue to move the goalposts, and it's just never gonna end. Like they weren't gonna get a TV deal. It happened. They don't get 1 million viewers. Supposedly they do. It's just gonna keep moving as time goes on.
It's so
funny. I will bring it back to these people, because this is another point that they love to bring up. You brought up like they can't even beat TNA's ratings back in the day. Forgetting that TV
35,000 people bought pay-per-views.
Exactly. They used
pay-per-view to build to the TV show. Like, come on, bro.
Dog, think about it this way. TNA's before the name change, and Brandon, like you called, before the name change, their highest bought pay-per-view that didn't include Sting's return to pro wrestling was Kenny Omega, when their biggest audience was on Twitch TV. You know what I'm saying? It's a different, but 1 million people were watching that show on Spike, and nobody bought those shows, man.
And they were never. I don't even think they were in the top 10 of the ratings a lot of the times either. because TV was different. Like you can't compare. TV is different. Entertainment is different. You have to, you have to look at things in a different way. The pay-per-view numbers, you can look at that. Like you just said, the best they ever did was 60 before Kenny Omega, and which was you'd had Sting, and then you would have the first Joe and Angle, which
Yes.
were both about 60, which
And then
would
the
be
one
like
last year, they got 60 for that one. So you gotta give them that.
well, but okay, but back then they were doing they topped out at 5% conversion rate. They were mostly doing like 1-2%. That's like nothing. Getting people to buy your pay-per-views or buy tickets to your shows, but somehow we're comparing that to that, and let alone these idiots that were like, well, is TNA really the number 2 promotion in the United States?
The voice.
You mean to tell me nobody was buying Bully Ray as champion and he wasn't drawn?
These people, and I hate that TNA is being used as a pawn in this whole stupid perception war. But again, is anyone watching the show? Like,
No,
I don't hear about any of these people.
I mean,
No,
when the
nobody's
NXT people
watching.
are on there,
Nobody
ticket
cares.
no one
their
talks
ticket
about
sales their ticket sales are better.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
how
I would
much of
feel
that?
alive, yeah.
But how much of that is because now people are like, oh, I can go to these shows because they're cheaper, and
I'll see
I'm gonna
NXT
see
people,
and I'm gonna get to see NXT people. So
Ah,
I can see that. I mean, if it was around my way, it's cheaper.
Yeah,
I would go
like-
to a TNA show. I wouldn't be opposed to
I
that.
wouldn't go for free. That's
Damn.
just me.
Goddamn.
That's just me.
Nah, man, it's just like, and I almost feel bad, like because I know like motherfuckers that still follow like TNA, and they're
Right.
like annoyed that like
Right.
WWE is so involved, and like they don't like this shit. You know what I mean? But what does it matter? What does it matter? What does it matter, man? The virus of the industry will infect everything. Just that
I
simple.
don't know. But yeah, long story short, it does seem like Max is helping out AEW for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
We'll see if we get some real numbers here soon.
Never.
I mean, just by math, like it because there's most people don't have cable anymore. So just by like math.
more people still have cable, but you have to. And the
But
thing
you
is,
know what I
if you-
mean? Like how many people sit down
but the
and
other
enjoy
part of that
my-
is that the amount of people, like if you subscribe to HBO, you get Max. That's the other part of that.
Yeah.
So
All right, whatever. Dynasty. Booyah.
No, don't be rushing us, Chase. Don't be rushing us. But we can talk about that. We can go about
Yeah,
that.
we can talk
Go
about
ahead.
Oh, what you talking about, Brandon?
Chase is always trying to get us over here. real
Oh,
quick.
I
That's all
thought it was something we forgot.
No.
We haven't.
I do. We'll say I hope we can hear what percentage of people who are paying for AEW pay-per-views, how many people are switching over to Prime, because I am interested in that.
I mean,
That'd
we
be
just get
interesting,
like a total number that we don't ever get breakdowns.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would love to see, and I don't know, maybe potentially they can do something else in the future. Maybe they give them maybe they give Ring of Honor on Prime or something like that if they know people are going to actually sit there and watch it.
It's like I do Triller because it's cheaper.
Yes.
Same here.
But that quality sucks, so I'll stick with Prime.
Not 90% of the time is fine. 90% of the time is fine.
Dude, it's 6 megabits a second. It's nothing.
Still looks better.
No, I'm
What
talking
even
about
looks better
Triller.
is being there in person, which
Hey.
there in person for
Yeah.
Revolution. I'll be there.
There we
for
go.
Dynasty. We'll see if it's going to be.
I'll be there as well. I'll be there as well.
Well,
All
let's
right.
What do
talk
you
about
guys
the-
remember? I asked Chase this yesterday. What do you guys remember from last year's Dynasty show? A retrospective. Not saying a match, because obviously everyone will go to Ospreay
Osprey.
and Danielson. But like, is there anything specific about last
I
year
mean,
that sticks out that you remember now? Like, oh,
You saying like when you say
Swerve
not
winning?
a match, like
I mean,
nothing
Swerve
in the
winning.
match?
Swerve
I
winning.
mean, yeah, just the moment that it happened. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say
Swerve
The-
winning.
No, even more than that for me, the Mexican standoff at the end of Danielson and
That's
fucking
what Chase.
That's what I
Chase
said.
brought up
Right
as
there.
well.
That's
Yeah.
what I
Oh, okay.
said.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, look, I don't have any tattoos, but if I get one, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be
Nice.
What? What do you mean? What are you, like the two guys standing?
Yeah. Just like a real elaborate picture of them
Okay.
two doing the stand, maybe like flames in the background or something like that. It's such an iconic
No, man.
fucking wrestling
That
shot.
Let's
the
get a
camera
picture and
shot
put it
they
on the
had
wall.
too. The camera shot they had too was amazing.
It's incredible, man. It's incredible.
It was a lot
Like,
better
'cause
than the
they-
one
they-
that got of Willow's
'cause-
pounce on John Moxley.
Because then you had Danielson doing the yes thing, and he had
Yeah.
Will Ospreay revving up the elbow. Like, bro, it was so perfect, man. It was so
That
perfect.
match was incredible.
They're going to pass ticket sales from this year's Dynasty than last year's. Is that a sign of growth or is it a sign of like a better market? They were in St. Louis, now they're in Philly.
Kind of business going this way.
You think so?
I think slightly going that way. I think they bottomed out. I think they finally bottomed out. And we could talk about that because I think there's a lot of reasons why that happened. And I think they're slowly starting to, but we'll see. We'll see because I think the pay-per-views are always weird because the pay-per-views always do better than everything else anyways. So that's hard to judge. Like we'll have to see.
Don't look now, but like the weekly attendance is going up a little bit.
A little
So
bit.
slowly, very slowly,
Slow,
but it is
slowly.
going up, yeah.
I mean, but I do think part of that is that they finally are running these smaller arenas. It looks more like when AEW started, the crowds look better. That looks like more fun.
It's
Okay.
creating
That's not-
demand. The fact
Yeah.
that if you run a 6,000 or 7,000 seat venue, like you don't have to rush. You'd be like, okay, I'll get it closer to the show, see whatever. But now you're doing 3,500. It's like, oh man, there's 2,600 tickets out. I need to go ahead and make sure I can get my ticket before it sells out.
Right.
So that's a good thing as well.
Look, man, the show is better, which is what I came on here and yelled about for 2 years. Just make a good TV show. You make a good TV show, people will watch and buy pay-per-views and all that good stuff. Just good TV show. That's it.
We excited for this pay-per-view?
No,
Tay is not excited. He said they should have emailed. This pay-per-view should have been an email. I cannot believe he said that. But
that's funny.
that's Tay. Tay is funny, yeah. But yeah, what do you think? Like, are you excited?
I'm moderately excited. I'll say that.
I'm
It's
excited about the booking of the main event. That's what I'm
Yes,
excited
yes.
for. What the hell are they going to do? That's what I'm excited for.
This show is going to be remembered because of the
For
main
that
event.
main event.
The show is definitely a B-level pay-per-view. Like you could just see it. The turnaround was too short after Revolution, but this show is gonna definitely be like graded just how the main event is gonna go, in my opinion.
Now, with
Because
that
that's
said,
anybody's gonna remember.
I think there'll be some really good to great stuff on the show.
Oh yeah, there will
but-
be.
Yeah, but
That's all the pay-per-views, man. You can count
Yeah.
on that. Count on
But
that.
I mean, even for like a B level show, I think it'll be surprisingly better than people think it's gonna be.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of AEW pay-per-views, they're like, it's gonna be all right, but they turn out to be really good shows. I think the talent that's on this, that'll kind of turn
Yeah.
out the same way for sure.
Yeah.
It has potential, definitely.
But it's definitely great to have a pay-per-view where you are actually intrigued and somewhat excited for the main event versus what we had last month. Last month was
It
carried
was
by
like, we just hope it's not terrible. That's what
but
it
that was
like.
carried about a strong undercard, and I don't
right.
think it's necessarily strong this month compared
Right.
to last month, but you do have a more intriguing main event, which I'm excited for.
I was thinking of asking you guys this question because I was trying to think. I don't know when was the last time AEW had a quote unquote unpredictable main event, because I mean I think this is unpredictable. I don't know how you guys feel, but going back, I can't think of a main event where I was like, I don't really know who's gonna win this.
Osprey and
Swerve?
Swerve would
You,
probably.
you thought Osprey was gonna win?
I didn't. I
No,
didn't
I'm
think
saying-
Ospreay was winning.
I mean, I didn't think he was going to win, but I think that would be the last time where it wasn't like.
but even if
where
you go
it was
before
kind of
that,
like-
it's like
Yeah, I mean it's because the booking can be boring, but it works because it's not the matches.
I'm
aren't
trying to
boring.
think. This is a good question. That I don't know.
maybe Hangman
I'm
and
trying
Punk.
to do
Hangman Mox.
that. I think that's I was trying to think. I know I
Hangman
tweeted
Punk,
about
Hangman
there
Punk.
being a match that it was unpredictable, and I think that might have been that match. Like, what was that 3 years ago at this point?
Yeah,
It's really tough to think and like really nail it. I really
I
couldn't
mean,
come
well,
up
you
with
had
one.
that long stretch of MJF being champion, and that seems
and me
pretty-
just wanted it to end. Just
yeah,
begging
just
for it to
wanting
end.
to end.
But
needed
like
to
we knew
happen.
we knew
It
he was
needed
gonna
to
lose to
happen,
Joe when the time came, though.
Yeah, but we didn't know who he
True.
was going to lose to, and then it was evident that Joe was the guy that he probably needed to lose to.
It's a tough one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a tweet. It was
I-
about. I just looked it up. It was about the Hangman and Punk match. That's the
I
last
will-
time I said.
I
It was
will
a
say
super
this.
unpredictable.
I will say this. Although I've been whatever I've been about John Moxley, the last few weeks I've really enjoyed him. Honestly, the last few months I've really enjoyed him, to be honest with you. And it's not and even during all of this, right? I've never felt like I did during the MJF thing, where I legit went, I don't care about this company no more. Really, like I came over here all the time, like, y'all don't even like this place. I just like the great matches. I don't feel like that anymore, man. I don't. Now I genuinely like the show again. You know what I mean? So I don't watch it live, but I like it again. But yeah, so it hasn't been that bad. So take that.
Shall we go over this card?
Yeah, start with the main event.
Start with the okay. John Moxley. Who
That's what we're
do
talking
we
about.
think is winning? Who do we think is winning?
I want Swerve to win, but I
I
think
mean, I think
got
everyone
Swerve.
wants Swerve, but I'm not banking that he's going to win this. Like,
I think he's winning. I think it's time to pull the trigger. You have all this momentum when WWE is trending a little bit down in terms of like the fans liking the product.
you can't think about WWE when it comes to booking
No,
decisions.
I know,
though.
but like if you just
I disagree.
if you just watch though the last couple weeks, it's like Tony is throwing Swerve and Hangman in your face, and if you don't deliver on that, it's like you're gonna leave fans wanting it, and it's just I feel like it's not gonna come off good if we don't get it.
I feel like I gotta play Big Rat for a second. You can still do the match without the title though.
Okay,
still
but
do
then
it.
here, okay.
But we've done
Then
that already.
but
We've done that.
What do you do? What do you do for Forbidden Door?
Oh, I have no idea, Josh. I'm just throwing out stuff. I have no idea what they're gonna do.
What is that? Why is that a question? Like,
Can I just say something though? The way the Swerve and Hangman thing came off at the end of the show, where he was like, "I know," and then he got beat down in the ring, and everybody was thinking Hangman was going to come for the save. I feel like he's going to do that at the pay-per-view. And help
No, I don't
Swerve.
think that. I think you're gonna get. I think you're gonna get more of when Hangman won the championship,
And they gave him
and
a nod.
the Bucks come out, and he just gives him that. He's like, "All right, I'm not gonna do this." Like he thinks about doing it.
That's how Swerve will win. Otherwise, I have no idea.
I certainly hope not. Man, this man burned down his house. He better not give him no nod of approval.
No, not like a nod of I'm not gonna get involved. Like he wants, and you can see he wants to.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it play out because God did.
Markeem, over the last couple months, Hangman has been growing a conscience on Collision. He started with Christopher Daniels. He's starting to, grow that conscience, and he was like amazed at like how Swerve like said, "I know," and like he couldn't believe it. He was shocked. So it's like,
listen, Adam, listen. I hear you. I've been watching. I hear you, and I'm
I know.
But I dated a chick. This chick did me wrong. I'm the better person now. I'm not gonna nod in approval when something good happens.
No. But that's not what we're saying. We're not saying that he's gonna be like not
That's
that.
what I'm saying. I gotta see it. I have to see it.
Like he comes out to do the everyone's like, all right, well Hangman's gonna do the thing, and then somehow he gets into it with the rest of the Dark Rider or the writers, right? He's like. And then at the end, Swerve is about to win, and that's when he was like, "All right, I'm gonna like that type of thing."
I gotta see it, brother.
And also, like Hangman has kept saying, like, "I'm not gonna let you win this title. I'm not gonna let like they've been beating you over the head with it." I think he's gonna do it. I really think Swerve's winning.
I certainly hope not. Oh man!
But the reason why I bring up Forbidden Door.
You mean Forbidden, not All In, right? Forbidden Door is what you're talking about.
I'm talking about Forbidden Door.
Okay,
in the UK.
Cool. What
in the UK is because there's two thoughts. You either have Hangman win the Owen or you have Ospreay win the Owen.
That's the finals, definitely.
Yeah. If Ospreay wins, that means it's going to be at All In. That means that now it's going to be Ospreay versus who we don't know who in the UK. So that's what. But the thing with that UK show is this is not them going against a WWE show. This is them going up against a WWE tour. which is different. That's a different thing. You're now making people decide where they're going to spend their
That's
money.
a good point. That's a good point.
I think you have to have
if they're
Ospreay.
thinking, if they're thinking like, I could go see Will Ospreay win the world title. I got you, Josh. I got you.
Right.
I got you.
That's my point with that.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
So you think
usually Brandon's right. Like I wouldn't care about what the WWE's doing. You know what I mean? Like usually,
but this is
different.
In
this case, this is different. That's true. That's a good point.
So you think that Ospreay would be going for the title at Forbidden Door?
Correct.
Or that he will be champion going into
No. That he would be, the way I would do it is him going for the title at Forbidden Door.
So okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So then you have, what do you have main eventing All In then?
Then I would have what I have said. I would have
Swerve.
I would have Swerve Hangman for the title at
You gotta do it.
and I would have Hangman lose. I know that would piss people off, but I would still have, because it's not the end. That's the story, and that's still the story that he can't really beat. He's only ever beating him that one time, which didn't count.
Exactly.
And
there's also a story with Swerve and Ospreay where Ospreay didn't use the Tiger Driver. So you have that built in as well, where Ospreay could be like, you know what, now I'm different, so and he's gonna win the title.
That's why
don't beat me over the head with that move like they did last. Don't do that. But I'm with you.
Yeah. Well, that's
and
part
there's
of the
a
story.
small turnaround between All In and Forbidden Door 2. That's the other.
Right. Can I say that, Markeem? It took me a while, but I'm on the same line as you, where if you do Hangman and Swerve at All In, you would think it's got to be a gimmick match. I know some people brought up Texas Death. We saw Texas Death already.
I don't think it's.
I wouldn't be opposed. I would not be opposed to Exploding Bar Death match. Like that sounds up line. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Granted, you could do like a adult collar match or something like that. That would also work, but especially if you have a stadium.
I just don't think that match is going to happen that you want with the stipulation, only because of the way the segment ended. But you can also, they could change it, and
I think
the way the segment ended, you could do what Kingston was trying to do with Moxley and with the Funk and Onita, where he kind of saves him. I mean, I don't know if you can run that back, but I don't know. I feel like you could potentially pull it off.
Look, man,
they can always change it after the fact, like Swerve wins. They could change how they go about it.
They can do that as well. It's combine the matches. Yeah. There you go.
But no, like straight up, like at this point, I just wanted it to happen. It ain't got to be these two guys. Like, give me my match. Tony Khan.
Akeem just wants to see shit explode. That's what it is. We just want to see people get explode.
like that is one of my favorite match types. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. Josh knows those tapes, those FMW tapes were unlike anything like ever seen before. And they tried to do it here, and I want them to not give up, because when done well, some of the most effective shit.
What if Tony is smarter than us all, and they do one of those matches and it's with the women, and he tries to top?
Ooh, let's go!
No, you talked about that before. No, that's not
all right. Happen, all right, now we're cooking, guys. Now we're cooking. That's right. He try and top the greatest one. Yeah. I'm with you. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
But you know what? The right people would get mad at that. And I want him to do it. The right people would get mad at that.
For the uninitiated, I believe he's talking about Megumi Koto versus Combat Toyota.
Yes.
Which made Onita cry.
But overall, though, who you guys have winning the main event? You guys are going with Mox?
I'm going with Swerve.
Me too. I'm going with Swerve.
I have no idea.
Come on, Markeem. Put that foot down, Markeem.
I mean, I don't know. I really
come on, Markeem. You got it.
But I think that's good. I think that's
if I pick one, I'm just saying it because you told me to, Adam. I really don't know what's gonna happen.
You can be wrong. It's okay.
But that's also a good thing that you don't know. That's a great thing.
I think if I was running the company, honestly, I would have Mox win, and I would have Swerve get a rematch at the next show and then beat him. Then that's what I would do.
And there's a wild card in this freaking.
I don't think it's going to be the surprise you guys think it may be.
Who out? Josh Alexander?
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be like. I don't think it's going to be like a surprise guy. I really don't.
It might
Well,
not.
Because like,
Yeah.
they
what's the
always do
point of
someone come back
but
from
what's
injury. Or,
but
yeah,
what's
they
the
always,
point of debuting Alexander and him losing to Hangman? Like, why are we doing that?
Well, yeah. You said come back to injury. I don't know if you want to beat him, but I saw people bring up Kingston of being
But,
in that spot. But I don't
But
know
then
if you want to bring him back and
but
beat him.
why?
You know?
because
But
people
why?
would be so well. But then again, you could that would,
Marquine would be so mad. Not people.
But
Marquine would be
but
so
would
mad.
you get if they had a match where they're having a match and then it's one where Hangman kind of flips out and that's how he beats Kingston? Would you be mad in the right way?
Yeah, maybe.
Hangman is not losing, whoever it is.
I know.
Eddie would
Yeah.
probably want to lose, so that's
Like
just how it
Hangman
is.
just beat MJF. We didn't just heat him up for no reason to
Oh,
just
I know.
lose. Yeah,
I
like
know.
these people are crazy.
It's
That think
funny.
that
I
he's
thought
not.
the wild card was who was replacing Jay White since he got hurt.
It's not.
Oh,
No, no,
Kevin,
no.
yeah.
Kevin
Jay
Knight.
White
Kevin
got
Knight.
placed by
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Kevin
Yeah.
Knight replaced Jay White.
Yeah. Very
People are throwing a shit fit about that one too. He's been in the company only 7 days. I mean, I could see it, but
Whatever.
Go
Whatever.
wolves to the fire. That's what you do, bro. Let's go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited as hell for that match. I can't wait.
Who who cares, man? Like we
You're
gotta
right.
stop listening to those people that get mad about dumb shit like that.
Because here's the
Stop
thing.
listening to 'em,
It's
man.
gonna be a great undercard match, which is
Probably
what
opening the
this pay-per-view
show.
does.
I would think. I think it's opening the show.
Have they ever like been in the ring together?
Let me take
Like
a
ever?
look.
I don't think so.
I
In the
don't
ring
think
together.
so.
I mean, maybe in
Like against each other?
maybe.
Maybe like some prelim
Nope.
match. Like
Nope.
never.
The first
Okay.
time they were in the match was this past Dynamite.
Cool.
Kevin Knight has the best drop kick in wrestling. I stand on that.
Better than Maven?
God.
Wow.
Better than Dolph
That
Ziggler?
dude's athleticism is unreal.
Nick Nemeth?
Man, imagine if the WWE let fucking Montez Ford actually do stuff like that. But honestly,
I mean, that's
I
what I'm
would
talking
love
about.
it.
I would love if he just left.
Let's
those
let
guys
me
in
ask
the
you
company.
something. Let me ask you two something.
Leave
What
the
do you guys think of the Swerve, Booker T,
Oh
all of
my!
that stuff?
Oh, Marquinhos gonna get high blood pressure now.
Ain't no point.
I think it's funny that like a narc and a coon are like arguing with each other.
Wow.
It's funny. Like, it's funny to me. Isn't that hilarious? It's like,
And the fact that a lot of the wrestling
shit.
fans had no clue who DJ Vlad is, and we told them like, "Hey, this is a guy who gets people in trouble," and we've seen somebody, which I'm not mad about it. I'm not.
I
mad that he
didn't.
got
I
arrested.
didn't know who he was. I don't do background checks.
like, and straight up, if you look at like all the information, right? Vlad is right. Like Vlad, I can't believe I'm saying that, but Vlad is actually right in this situation. You know what's so crazy though? Booker T really needs to shut up. Why did he
Yeah.
get mad at Swerve Strickland when the point wasn't even about him? This fool was like, "You hear somebody call you nigga, you better shut up, boy." What are you talking about,
Booker
sir?
T needs
What
to
is
shut up.
happening?
AJ Francis.
Oh
talks
my
too-
god!
You talk too
Oh
much.
my-
He
he
never
talks
shuts
too
up.
The
tough.
thing is,
I say
did
he
he even
talks too
listen
much.
to what
No,
Swerve
he
He
don't.
said?
talks too much.
Because all he said was, yeah, he got us in trouble because he was asking about B. He never said it was bad. He was just like, he just got us in trouble because of that.
In fact, he said the person at fault is Vince McMahon for getting upset about it. He
Right.
said this. Why are you upset when this guy was like, if what I heard was true, then he did the right thing. We were all traveling together. He did the right thing. He said you did the right thing. Why are you getting angry, Top Dollar? What the fuck is going on? Like, what is wrong with you? What? And then Booker T though, I'm not even disappointed in him anymore. He wants anytime somebody bring up somebody black, right? And they go straight to Booker T because Booker T is like the poster boy for all of the improper and horrible shit and unfairness to ever happen to black wrestlers in the history of pro wrestling. It's all happened to Booker T, but somehow Booker T is like, well, you just gotta shut up, boy, and what are you doing? This would be like
He was on a movie, and somebody said, like, bro,
somebody called you, nigga, you better shut up and go do that. What are we doing, bro? Imagine if Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King all had that mindset. Imagine if they all had that mindset. Well, at least they're not beating me. What are we doing right now, Booker? What's God damn it, man.
Let me ask you this. Do you think if the Hurt Business is at the press conference after the pay-per-view that someone should ask them about this?
Oh man,
I think they should. I think
No
someone
one's
should.
going to. It'd be cool to see it, but no one's gonna ask
Because here's the thing. I think you'll have people go, yeah, ask them because they're gonna say something, against WWE. I don't think they'll necessarily say that. I think MVP in particular will probably give a answer that makes a lot more sense than a lot of other people have said. In particular, I think Lashley probably doesn't give a shit, but that's Lashley.
No,
but
come on.
But anyway,
Lashley is weird though. Lashley, like
maybe
Brandon knows the like.
We talked about it.
I'm not trying to be mean, but like
Mhm.
Brandon knows the type of black Lashley is. Like we know. I'm not trying to be mean.
I mean,
like,
I would agree with that. I mean,
this
I
is
would,
what it is.
That's why I said what I said. I think people would be like, kind of like, I think he'd be like, I think MVP would be the one you really want to ask
100%.
and see what it says. And I don't think either side would get the answer that they want. That's the other thing. I think he would give an answer that would be like, hey, he saw what he saw. He saw what he saw. I can only tell you what I saw. It never happened to me, but if it did happen to me like that, you better believe I wouldn't have, I think you would get an answer like that. Because if you know anything about MVP's not going to, like...
Oh, he's going to tell you what he thinks.
So
Andrade versus Phoenix on deck. Go ahead, Chase.
He was in Japan scaring the hell out of them Japanese people. Like,
Chase got his segue.
So speaking of the Hurt Syndicate, they're facing the Learning Tree in a match that no one cares about.
Nobody.
I'll say that.
I didn't even know.
I'm mildly into this compared to what we saw last month with the.
Oh yeah, it's going to be better than the Outrage.
I mean, do you think we would have gotten the other match if Cage had
Yes. That's what they were gonna do for sure.
But I'm not anti this match. I mean, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
And it'll probably play into the story of whatever Jericho's doing too. So
hey man, Brian Keith, hey.
I will say though, I feel like MJF is gonna play a role in this match. He's gonna do something.
maybe.
But you got fucking LV's idea, which is not happening. But
What did LV say?
Them bringing back the Dynasty, his old stable in the Indies.
I don't see that.
It's not, now that would be cool. That would be cool for somebody like me and somebody like Vic, but I don't think it's happening. He's working himself into a shoot though. He keep bringing this shit up. I don't think it's happening. Free Brian Keith. That's funny.
No, he's good where he's at. What else we got, Chase?
We got the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta versus Rated FTR of Cope, the Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood.
Hate on Cope. This is gonna be a fun match.
Good.
Good trios match
for the belts.
Yep,
Yeah.
for the belts.
They're probably going to win too. Rated FTR.
Are they
You
going to
think?
turn on Cope?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Are they
I don't know
gonna
about
turn
that.
on
Yeah.
Cope?
I think they're going to win.
All the hints seem like something's going to be dysfunctional between Rated FTR, so I don't think they're going to win.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I mean, the only
We will
reason
talk
you would
about it.
have them win would be so that you can do them versus the Patriarchy at Double or Nothing.
That is a good point.
No,
That is a good point.
I think they're going to win because these belts don't fucking matter. So I think they
Yeah.
win, and then they go, see, oh man, is that a sign of things to come later tonight in the main event? That's why. It's nothing,
Okay.
nothing more than that.
Okay.
But this is leading to FTR versus Edge and Christian or Cope and Christian at All In.
Oh, they're finally going to do that match?
Maybe. I mean, that seems
No,
like a fast turnaround.
that sounds. I mean, you have to do it at this point. Like,
Yeah,
you missed the boat when it came to the Bucks. Like, you can't waste any time. That's the thing with Tony. Like, he got to learn not to waste time. Like, you can't lose out on these matches if you have them on that. You just got to start doing them now.
Especially
You think about all the matches that were left on the
those
table.
guys
for
are
CM
old,
Punk,
man.
because he was wrestling John Silver and Lee Moriarty's. All those matches left on the table. You can't do that. You got to get these matches done. So
I just don't know how we're gonna turn Christian face after all he's been doing. They're gonna have
Maybe
to do
you
that
don't.
somehow.
Maybe you get maybe Coke turns heel.
Yeah,
And
I think you
it's
can
not-
pull that off. Coke turning heel.
The only thing is though is that FTR is turning heel, so it's like
No, but
But,
You
but
don't know
maybe,
that.
maybe Edge turns heel. Maybe
yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is that they do that turn instead, where
Got it.
Edge is like, was like, you weren't on the same page as me, blah blah blah, and he's the one that turns heel.
And I'm tired of y'all arguing with me. Fuck y'all. And then yeah.
right.
And then maybe you have a moment where like Christian comes out and he goes, finally, you're listening.
You got
And then they shake hands and then maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
What else?
Let's
we got?
run this.
We
Let's
got-
run this place, Adam. Something
we
like
got-
that.
let's do it.
We got Kenny Omega versus
Yes.
Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey for the International Championship. This should be something.
Oh yeah.
Or here's an idea.
No. We can't do it.
We-
It's already
we
set in
know-
stone. We can't go back. It's already set in stone.
It's
a three-way
the match that
This is
we
where are.
have.
Talk
I
about
agree
that
with
match.
you. We
We
all
all
agree
agree.
with you.
We
Yes,
all
all
agree.
I
We all
agree,
agree.
but we can't go back. It is what it is.
But this
If-
match
if-
is gonna
if-
be amazing.
Yeah, of course it'll be great. But I'm gonna say it. If this just ends with Kenny Omega pinning Speedball Mike Bailey, I'm going to have a fit. Let's just put it like
I will have a fit too. I will be there with you because I'm like,
I won't
why
have
do
a
you-
fit because I feel like that's what's going to happen. But
that.
yes, I agree.
But why not just do the singles match?
But it's not going to happen. They want to put Ricochet on here. It is what it is. I
He don't
can't go
have to
back.
be on
I
the
can't
show.
take it away.
He
I
don't
just want
have
to see the
be on
match.
show.
But they want him to be on there. They want
What
him to be
if?
on
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
What if Ricochet pins Bailey?
there. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
They're not- I don't think they're taking the belt off Kenny.
I think we're on a
Yeah.
collision course for the
Kenny,
Continental Championship and the International Championship being.
Please,
Yeah.
please do not unify them and call them the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh,
Why
no.
not?
No.
Why not?
Oh,
Why
no.
not? Why not?
Man, just you know why not? You know why not, Brandon?
But there are other companies. One that you
I
love
am
to death
aware.
that
I
has
am
an
aware.
Intercontinental Championship. So
I
what
am
does it
aware,
matter?
Brandon. I know
What does
this.
it matter?
I am aware.
Who
I just
cares,
don't-
bro?
I don't
Like,
want to hear those people, man. I know I just said ignore them. I know I just said it. Oh man, I hope they don't do that. I
MVP
really
was the
hope
first New Japan Intercontinental Champion. You know that?
That's a hell of a trivia question, right? Like I knew that. But you wouldn't think that, right? Like you wouldn't think
New
that.
Jersey, Rawway, I think. Whatever.
We have
Yeah, it should be a good match.
Daniel
Oh, yeah.
Garcia versus Adam Cole for the TNT title. No time limit, no outside interference.
I think Adam Cole should win this. I think
Yeah.
I agree.
TNT should
Hundred
just come
percent.
in
100%.
and let him
Danny
do
Garcia-
some TV defenses with it.
Go
I know
ahead, Adam.
Josh isn't.
Go
I know
ahead. Go
Josh
ahead,
ain't gonna
Barry.
like this. I know Josh ain't gonna like this, but Danny Garcia as TNT champ has not been.
No,
it.
you can't. But you can't just stick him on Collision, and he needed to be on
He is
Dynamite
the
more.
TNT
I mean, he.
champion,
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
He
He's
is
the
I don't
TNT
give a
champ.
shit. I don't give a shit. That's the
Hey,
TV
hey,
title. That's the
you
TV
know-
title. We all know it's the TV title. Have him be. He needed to be on doing matches on because that's how you get him over. Is you have him do wrestling matches on TV. But I do agree. I think
It's
I think
time.
Cole should
It's
win.
time.
I think Cole should win, and then have him do that because I think that rehabs him if you put him on
Yeah.
TV and he can actually go again. If
He's
he can't
also
go
looked
again,
better.
if he can't go again, then Garcia needs to win. But you got to just do more with Garcia.
I
So,
think Adam Cole recently has definitely looked way better in the ring than he did before.
Hey man, you break up with your girl, you go back to
Yeah.
the gym,
Start
you get
hitting the
yourself in
gym,
shape,
baby.
you know what I'm saying? That's what happens in there.
I will say this:
Will do.
if this match is not very good to great, I will be disappointed because this should be very good to great. There's no reason
It's gonna
for it not to
go
be.
at least. It's gonna get some good time too. I think just because of the stipulation, it has to.
30 minutes.
This
It has
could
to go,
easily
I
be
would
like
say,
an NXT takeover style
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Adam Cole guy, so I really have nothing to add.
All right,
Okay.
we have Chris Jericho putting up his title against Bandito's
Is that
Mask.
official?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's gonna.
It's official.
Okay. Well, Bandito's gonna win. He's not losing his mask. To
Yeah,
Chris
Bandito's
Jericho.
gonna win. 100%.
That would be Rey Mysterio losing his mask level.
Oh,
Nitro.
Stupid. That would be.
No,
I'm saying There's no way.
Man, remember that?
Man,
When they did that?
Bandito's gonna lose his mask when he's like 50 years old in Arena, Mexico, and people gonna
Yeah.
be crying, and that's what's gonna happen. Not gonna be
That
not
mask
gonna
is
be on
too
Sunday.
good. That mask is too good of a mask for him to be getting rid of it. So
Yet they
And his-
don't sell it.
And his brother will
Well-
probably beat him for the mask when they're like old, probably.
Maybe it's proprietary, like somebody owns that mask. You can't really sell it.
no, the thing. So here's the thing: is that AEW. I'm sure this is since they don't own the gimmicks, they don't own the masks. So
And that's why when people complain that they sell, I'm like, maybe they can't. Maybe they aren't
Right.
allowed to sell Ray Phoenix mask or Pence's mask. But Conan was like, yeah, sure, Hunter, sell almost you want. How much does that mask cost? Let me look this up. Sorry. I know that's out of nowhere, but I'm
They
just
selling the
curious.
hologram mask.
yeah, because they own that gimmick. That's the.
But yeah,
No, wait,
Bandito,
anyway.
no, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Bandito's going over. I would assume.
And that I think you carry on with the
In terms of the
Tunes
match,
stuff.
though, what do you like?
I think it'll be
They-
good.
They've had
Yeah.
two.
I mean,
really
they got good
matches.
chemistry. They got good chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could be good.
I
think it'll
hope.
be good.
We
My,
got,
my bar is good. I'm not gonna sit there and say they should have a great match. They should have a good match.
we have Mercedes.
My thing with that match is it can't go super long.
Agree.
Chris Jericho might make it long. Though.
I know that's my fear. That's my fear.
All right, we got Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart in a first round Owen Hart match.
I mean, honestly,
What?
since Julia Hart has come back, she has not been very good. So
Yeah,
I don't
mean-
expect much from this.
right.
This is a collision match to me.
I mean, this is a match just to get this. I would be. This is just a match.
Look, if
What do we
Mercedes,
think?
if Mercedes
go ahead.
Moné can pull something great out of Julia Hart, maybe
I
she's as great as everyone says.
I
don't
was
know.
just gonna say that. I was just gonna say
Do
that.
you want great or you just want good?
I think she can pull something good out of her. I think she can
Great.
do that.
Great
pulls
would be
some-
like.
If she pulls something great out of her, though, this girl might be the GOAT. Fuck Mayu Iwatani. This girl, listen, this girl, fuck Manami Toyota, fuck Akira Hokuto. It's her. If she able to do that.
Not
God,
to get too
Julia-
far ahead, but
Julia's
not to get
not
too far
good.
ahead, but what do we think is gonna happen with Athena and Mercedes in the second round?
I-
Probably do that on the Boston show. That would make kind of sense. And I don't know. Non-title
'Cause
match.
they're
Maybe
building-
Athena.
they're
Maybe
building
Athena
to
will
it.
get a roll-up victory or something like that, or some
Oh
type
my
of victory.
god!
I think they're going to do that at the match though. Whatever it is going to be a super card of honor. I think because that honestly that show could be a lot of other bullshit, but if you got that on it, that's gonna sell. That's the match.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll get people to sign up for the subscription to watch that.
100%.
So then, what do you do at All In?
All In is Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné.
Yeah,
Why y'all keep
that-
doing
that's
that?
So
the
no,
match.
but what
That's the
I'm
match.
I'm asking because you're asking Mercedes to have two top level matches back to back, like literally back to back.
Okay.
Okay,
She's supposed to be the CEO, right? That's what I've been told, right?
okay.
Y'all tell me.
But do you have her? Do you have her lose? Do you have her lose?
No, she's gonna beat Tony Storm.
No. Do you have her lose on Supercard of Honor?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Shit.
Because that's
She
Tough
got.
to
She
say.
got to start. She got to start losing these belts, man. She got to start losing these
Eventually.
belts. I don't know who the fuck's gonna be her Rev Pro. That's hilarious to think about. But all the rest of them, she got to start losing. Honestly, seriously, who the fuck over there gonna beat Mercedes Moné?
It'll probably be. I bet you get somebody. I bet somebody from Stardom.
And you
Sure,
know,
man.
for
to
that
do
red,
it.
that
You know,
red
be
Pro
crazy.
belt.
it'd be crazy. What if Will Ospreay goes, all right, Alex is gonna beat her because she's gonna that'd be crazy. He politics like that. That'd be funny.
And somehow we wound up with this one being last. Timeless Tony Storm versus Megan Bain.
It'll be good.
Sure.
It'll
It's
be
a big
good.
spot. It's a big spot for Megan Bain, I'll say.
It's like her and Kevin Knight got two big spots on this
Yeah.
show.
I'm confident in one of those people.
I mean,
take a guess.
I mean, I am shocked that he has pushed Megan, but at the same time, she was kind of hot when she came in. So I think that's, at least in some fans' eyes, I always thought she was just kind of okay.
I never thought she was good. I never look, man. Look. She had a great match. Well, I ain't gonna say great. A very good match with Chris Statlander. Welcome to the club. And she had 2 great matches with Julia. Welcome to the club. You're not that fucking special. Like, what the hell? Every other time she just, she looks big and intimidating, but the matches are always dull as dirt.
But to be fair, they need that type of person though. They need like the.
They have dull as dirt matches. When finally these women are good. Nah, Josh. I don't need that. I don't need that, Josh.
You just need one though. You don't need like in WWE where you've got like 3 of them. So
true. That is true. That is true.
We done?
Should be a solid pay-per-view. Look forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to depend on the main event, how we all think about this show.
Well, I think to be fair,
Jake said Ajak Kong ain't walking through that door. That's right, Jake.
I understand that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that
Larry Bird ain't walking through that door.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, I'm just saying that you need somebody in that role, and she's better at that role than the other women you have in that company right now. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair.
Because she's actually big. I mean, she's bigger than Statlander. She's bigger than, the other women that you would maybe put in that role. So, and she wrestles big too, which helps. So, for better or for worse. So.
She just doesn't wrestle good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think
I am not a fan at all. Yeah.
But I know, I think it'll be a good show. I think you're in Philly, so hopefully you have a crowd that is good. So I am wondering, which match will get the ECW treatment since they're in Philly. So
no, man,
that's gonna happen. Bro. That's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Got to be the main event, right?
Yeah,
it's got to be.
I mean, the way Dynamite ended, you would think.
I wouldn't even be shocked if like they run an angle like during the show and then Swerve goes, since we're in Philly, you know what we're gonna do? Philadelphia street fight. I wouldn't be surprised. So we can go ahead and just get all the shenanigans going. All the shenanigans going.
I mean, the way Dynamite ended, you would think they're gonna do some type of gimmick match.
Or at least a match with a lot of gimmicks in it. So
yeah.
All right. Well, when we're coming back?
That's it.
Yeah, we back for a couple weeks. We got Dynasty review next week. The week after that, we got the Mania big preview. We got the Mania review. Hey man, it's
gonna be weekly for a while.
Be around for a bit.
Real quick.
Yeah.
There may be a Blue Moon extra with a special guest. May happen.
Who is it?
My woman.
Is it me?
No, my woman. Well, if let's put it like this. She told me if David Finlay wins, we record. So yeah.
I got some David Finlay opinions. You want to hear them?
No, we're done. After your Yoshihashi, you can't even get off that.
Yeah. Oh my God, Chase. Please,
I don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
Get off it now, bro. Like get up, because you held on to this with Yoshihashi for so long, and you're still holding on to it. The dude is good now. David Finlay has improved a bunch, man. You got to give it to him. Get off it now. Get off it now.
Yeah, Mr. 3 1/4 stars.
Man. Oh my God.
God. He's improved a lot. Used to be 2. Man, it's a whole 1.25 stars.
You watch plenty of 3 1/4 star people in AEW. You can sit through David Finlay, and
he's better than that anyway. Though Chase is being an ass.
But none of them actively bore me though.
Oh my God.
All right, I'll hit the button. I'll end this.
See y'all
later.